Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jubilee Street, a music podcast.
There was a podcast named Jubilee Street.
My name is Ian McCurtis. Just a reminder to anyone listening on the normal podcast outlets, Spotify and whatnot, we are on YouTube now. If you want to jump over and watch us here, we are here. Today is going to be something a little different that we'll do time to time here in season 2. A little bit of music news, but first I have to just break some really fucking awful news. Anyone who's been with us since the beginning is very familiar with our trusty intern dog Blue, and I don't really know how else to say that she sadly passed a few days ago. Awful. Everyone send their love to Jake. Uh, yeah, I don't. I usually I deal with these situations, the humor, and this is not the place, so I'm just gonna move on. But Blue was a great dog, great intern dog podcast. Great. Yeah, she'll be missed. So yeah, today we're going to just go over some music news. There's a bunch of stuff going on this week. Uh, Shitty segue from one bad thing to another. I think I will start with the anti-flag news. A bunch has been made of this already, but I also know they are one of those bands a lot of people, myself included, may have gotten into when they were younger and have completely forgot about for years, if not a decade or more. So depending on how online you are, you might have missed this altogether. Basically, Anti-Flag suddenly broke up a few days ago. I'm recording this Friday afternoon, the 21st. They posted something saying they were broken up immediately, all shows canceled, this and that. Everyone believes what had happened was there's a podcast called Enough. I believe it's just called Enough, one word, where women in the music industry, tangentially related to the music industry, share their stories, and I think a lot of it is unfortunately related to sexual assault and rape. And a woman on this episode that came out this week told her story of being raped and didn't mention anyone by name, but enough details led people to believe that it was just insane. The front man, the founder of Anti Flag, and I guess where there was smoke, there was fire. They immediately put out a statement saying they were broken up. And I've spent a lot of time on this podcast saying that when these sort of things happen, um, first of all, I don't want to say, I'm a man. I don't want to speak out of turn. This is about her. This is about, she mentioned other people this may have happened to as well. This is first and foremost, but with what we are doing here, being a music podcast, it just led me to some thoughts about fandom, which I just want to say that's second to everything that happened. But I've said in the past that I think we let these people win when someone does something awful and then we forget the music they made or may have been a part of, because when you take in a piece of art and it does something for you, it becomes yours. I think the audience gets ownership of it in a way, and they get to make the meaning. And I still believe that to be true, but I can't see myself ever listening to this band the rest of my life. It's so different with Anti-Flag because they were not a personal band. They were not a very emotional band. Their whole thing was songs about the morals and ethics we should have. And I think there's a lot of people out there like me who found Anti Flag. With me, it was the Terror State record. Came out during Bush's first presidency, 2003, I believe. And that record shaped a lot of the things I believe today are probably shaped by finding this band who I don't listen to as much of as an adult, but I can't deny how important they are to me. I know there's thousands, tens of thousands, maybe more people the same exact story as me. And it sucks to be like this person who helped shape how I try to live my life, the morals I try to have, is a fucking awful person and hurt at least one person horribly. More people than that if what I've heard is to be believed, and not to mention all the collateral damage. So yeah, if you haven't heard if you haven't heard about this, I'm sorry. It's probably a bummer if it's a band you were ever into, but I would be remiss not to mention it. It's been on my mind a lot. And I hope that this woman, who anyone else this happened to, I hope they find peace, find justice in whatever form that may take, if that's possible. And I'm not gonna sit here with some like virtual virtue signal ass like rant about how this stuff is wrong to make me feel better. We all know it's wrong. There's not. I know. I don't really need to say anything else. So on to everything else. I think the thing that excited me the most this week, in lieu of a new music review, I want to talk about a few songs that I was into this week. Big Thief put out their song Vampire Empire, great name. They played this song on Colbert a few weeks ago, and it's been a live staple for a while. Big Thief has that sort of fandom where people will do deep dives on YouTube and find unreleased songs, and this was one of those they played for maybe a year or so, maybe even more, I don't know. And the recorded version it's great. It's another perfect song from Big Thief. Anyone who's listened for a while knows probably my favorite band going right now. I think they are right now the best band there is. They're in their prime. Wonderful, wonderful song. Um, Another band I think Jake may have compared to Big Thief. Wednesday, their guitar player MJ Linderman, he put out new song Rudolph and signed to Anti Records. Fortunate name. What we just talked about, no relation though. Another great song from him. He's on a tear as well. Everyone related to the band Wednesday. On a tear. The Menzingers put out a new song, There's No Place in This World for Me. The Menzingers were a band I was very, very into from maybe 2009 to 2013, 2014. They're around the same age as me, maybe a little older. And I felt like as they moved into their late 20s, 30s, for me, the songwriting didn't connect. I felt like what they were saying just, I don't know, it didn't ring like it used to. I was really into this song though, and I hope it's a sign that they've hit a new stride, found out something new to do, because it felt fresh to me in a way that I don't know if anything on the last album did. Um, Speaking of staying fresh, Code Orange, a band that all the way back to the Code Orange kids days, constantly. I don't want to say they change their sound too much, but their sound is so expansive that they always feel fresh. They put out a new song, new music video as well, called Take Shape. that features none other than Billy Corgan, friend of the pod. This record was the Code Orange record above was engineered by Steve Albini. So this is a crazy confluence of events where Steve Albini engineered a song featuring Billy Corgan. For those who may not know, Steve Albini over the years has been pretty public about not giving a shit about Billy Corgan's music. I feel like there's been comments that have been personal. I don't know how Billy Corgan feels. Safe to say, I don't think Billy Corgan usually likes people that don't like Billy Corgan. So I imagine the bad blood goes both ways. And Code Orange has done so many cool things over their career, whether it be the WWE Bray Wyatt song, all the crazy festivals that they played for. I saw them. I've seen them since 2009 or so, 2010. And that band playing these tiny shows, playing this abrasive, crazy music, the things they have done in their career has been incredible. And even though it's not a type of music I listen to, they were a band I've played shows with, and back in the day was sort of in that circle. It's very cool. I'm very proud of what they have done. Amazing to see. What else? The Gaslight Anthem got back together a few months ago. I don't know how excited I was or people were in general, but it's always good to see a band get back together. They announced a new album today. They put out their second song since the reunion called History Books. And I feel like they fulfilled the promise that started when the band started. They released a song featuring the boss, Bruce Springsteen. I don't know if there's anything left for Gaslight Anthem to do at this point. I feel like it was probably in between the 59 sound and what was the album after that? American Slang. Bruce Springsteen started to rep this band hard. I mean, anyone who's listened to the Gaslight Anthem, their whole thing is like being children of the Bruce Springsteen school of rock and roll. So this just felt like something that was always destined to happen. And I know Brian Fallon. I know that group of people that this is probably a dream come true. However, I have to say the song. I mean, it sounds like if you gave an AI Bruce Springsteen singing a verse on a Gaslight Anthem song, it's what would come out. I wasn't blown away by the song, but very cool that it happened. It seems like it was destiny. Um, the Mountain Goats. Shout out John Darnell on Poker Face. They announced a new album, Jenny from Thebes, which is a sequel to All Hail West Texas, which is, I think, undoubtedly probably their most acclaimed record, most popular, I would say, too. So they always are doing interesting things. I don't love everything the Mountain Goats do, but they are not bereft of ideas. So them doing a sequel, I doubt it's going to be a cash grab or anything. I think John and company probably have a really cool idea for what to do with this. I'm really excited to hear the album. A couple other singles, Illuminati Hotties put out a song called Truck. Armed, Critical Darling of Jubilee Street put out a new single, Everything's Glitter. Angel Dust put out a song called Space Jam. I see the internet going crazy saying they're the next Turnstile. They've been doing what Turnstile did since like 2016. I don't know if they're the next Turnstile. But yeah, good song. I haven't liked anything Angel Dust has done. As much as I liked Rock the Fuck On Forever, nothing since then has hit as hard, but I thought the single was really good. I'm excited to hear that record. And a few notable records out today. Got Blur, Ballad of Darren, Nas record, who, if you've been living under a rock, Nas has fucking had a second prime or maybe even a third prime, depending on what you like. This run he's had since 2020, I'm not, Nas doesn't make the type of hip hop I usually gravitate towards, but I'm just in awe of what he has done and is I think he's 49 years old. Like that doesn't happen in hip hop. It's hard to get it back. It's hard to stay fresh decades and decades in, and he's putting out, I don't want to say the best music of his career, I don't know. It's going to be hard to ever top Illmatic, but these these records, you know, belong in the same conversation. It's incredible to see. I highly recommend checking out the new Nas record. And then um also last week I wanted to mention the Anoni record. Kind of like a soul vibe. Really great stuff. So yeah, just wanted to hit a few things really quickly, in lieu of like tagging all this on at the end of another episode. Again, not to bum everyone out. This Jake always like to say this one's for Corey. This one is for Blue. Thank you for all the work, all the good. I mean, all the good times. It's just dogs are just too good for us, and it's horrible to ever have to say goodbye. So yeah, this one's for her. Thanks everyone for listening. Uh, and if you're listening to this right when it comes out, I'll be back tomorrow, the next day, with a regular review episode. Peace.